Alerts can be opened by moving to Alerts on the navigation toolbar and clicking on the Alerts icon. Or you can click on the Tools help bar on the navigation toolbar, then click the Alerts icon. Third, you can click on the data form on the main menu, then select Alerts. The Alerts feature will warn you about everything from birthdays to when licenses come due, and when shareholder and director meetings are due. As with most of the other forms, the company tabs are at the top of the form. Just select a company tab to view the alert settings for that company. The first page of the Alerts form has a tab titled Company Alerts. Just below it are two radio buttons. You can turn off the entire Alerts feature by selecting Disable Alerts, Do Not Display Alerts. If you want to use the Alerts feature, you must select Display Alerts on Application Startup. The trade-off is that each time it starts up, it will check the dates for each alert and compare it with today's date. It will display all of the alerts for today's date. This does take a little more time on startup. The first alert is the date of incorporation or date of organization. The second alert is for the end of the fiscal year. Both of these dates are from the company profile. If you want to receive alerts for either of these dates, just click the checkbox in front of them. The dates from the company profile appear next to the label, and you have two prior warning options in addition to the warnings that will occur on the date of incorporation and the end of the fiscal year. To get a prior warning, just put the number of days in advance that you want the warning. Do the same for the second warning if you want an additional warning. If you don't want a warning in advance of the alert, just leave the number at 0. The lower portion of the form contains warnings for licenses. These are licenses from the license form that's accessible from the company profile. If the license is renewed annually, you'll see one alert per year for the number of years indicated at the bottom of the form. If the license comes due twice a year, you'll see 2 alerts for that license for the number of years indicated. Select the People Alerts tab. You can receive alerts for birth dates and hire dates or dates of office. The birthday alerts box must be checked to get the alert, and the date of office box must be checked to get those alerts. These buttons allow you to turn off a set of alerts without having to turn off each individual alert. Now put a check mark for the titles for the alerts that you want to receive. The first and second reminders are just like the company alerts. Put the number of days prior that you want to get a reminder prior to the final alert. Leave it 0 if you don't want a prior warning. Click the Meetings tab. It's similar to the other pages with an On-Off Meetings button at the top of the list that turns on and off all of the meeting alerts. Check the meeting types that you would like to have alerts for. You need to indicate the date of the meeting, then the number of days prior to the meeting that you want a reminder. You can enter notes here as well. Click on the Resources tab. These reminders are laid out similar to the appointment dates. There is a checkbox on the right side of the form in case you want the alert to reoccur annually. The resident agent alerts are only for the states where the company has a resident agent. There must be an appointment date for the company and state on the resident agent page of the Professional Resources form. The owner alerts are typically for owner meetings, but they can be used for other owner-related purposes. The Other Alerts page has a very similar layout. You can enter any title for the alert, the target date, the number of days prior that you want 1 or 2 reminders. Then you can enter a notice and indicate whether you want the alert to reoccur annually. You can check alerts for the currently selected company by clicking the Show Alerts for Selected Company button. It will list all of the alerts and notices based on today's date. Each time you start the software, there's a list of reminders and alerts for today's date. If you want to transfer these alerts to MS Outlook, just press the Transfer Alerts to MS Outlook button. A new form appears that lets you determine exactly which alerts you want to transfer. Start by selecting whether you want to export alerts for all companies or only the company selected on the alerts form. MS Outlook permits only 1 prior warning, so you need to enter a number for the number of days prior to the alert that you want a reminder. Once this information is entered, press the button labeled Display Data to be exported, and all of the alerts appear in a list on the right. Check only the alerts that you want transferred. Once you have the alerts checked, select the option to remove duplicate alerts already in MS Outlook, then export the alerts, and press the Export Data to Outlook button. You can now open MS Outlook, click the Calendar option, and view all of the newly imported alerts. If you want to remove the alerts that were exported to MS Outlook, just select the Remove Old Alerts Only option and click the Export Data to Outlook button. This concludes the tutorial on the Alerts form.